you guys? What's good? And welcome back to the Gentle Takeover. So before I jump into it, I want to big y'all up. If you are new here, make sure you click that subscribe button right over here. If you're OG though, you don't know what's poppin', what's good. Thank you for always coming back. So if you click the title of this video, you already know you're here because you are considering cosmetic surgery, you're a plus size girl, and you are doing your research. And the researching part of this process, because it is a process and a journey, or you're just interested in cosmetic surgery and hell, now you're just down the rabbit hole. Whatever the reason for you being here is, I'm glad you're here because this video is of high importance to me. When I was talking about or sharing my first week post-op video, I found myself talking about surgery day for like a solid 20 minutes. And to shorten that video, I decided I would just do a video on surgery day alone. So that's what you guys are getting today. So let me just jump into it, because surgery day, I feel like, is something that as much as you anticipate, you count down, you look forward to, for me personally, caused a lot of anxiety. And I want to confirm for all my ladies who are nervous about the day of, you don't need to be nervous. There is nothing to be nervous about. Again, based on my experience and how my experience went from going into the hospital to waking up, I really did have a great overall experience. I'm very lucky. But with that said, let's jump into surgery day, because it couldn't have been better. It couldn't have been better. As somebody who has never gone under, I've never had surgery, never had anesthesia. I've literally, like, I don't like hospitals, you guys. That's why, if you're OG, you know I birthed my babies at home. Like, I don't like going into hospitals. It's just not my jam. So with that said, I think that was part of the reason why I was so nervous. The unknown, right? Like, I don't know how my body is going to respond to the anesthesia, surgery, whatever the case may be is. But I was blessed. So, surgery day, I had to be there for 5 p.m. Yes, 5 p.m. So I was up at like 4, and I had prepared myself. I had framed this whole day in a way of it being like Christmas. So I assumed that I wouldn't sleep the night before, and like the day of, I would just be like either really, really giddy or really, really nervous. And I woke up giddy as hell, ready to go. Like I couldn't have been happier with how I woke up and was feeling. So I woke up, brushed my teeth, showered, because that was gonna be my last shower for days. I thoroughly enjoyed my shower. Took time in the shower. Got everything ready, make sure my bags were good, like double checked my bags. It's kind of like your hospital bag. And then I woke up Kev. He was the last, missing piece of the puzzle, and we were on our way. The hospital for me was about 25 minutes from our Airbnb, so quick drive. Really and truly, it felt quick. Like, I feel like I blinked and we're at the hospital. So Kev dropped me off at the front of the hospital, went and parked, and then came to meet me. If you do end up going with my doctor, I'm going to be more specific on details here just so you have a better idea. And I had surgery at Roxborough Memorial Hospital in Philadelphia. So with that said, when you walk in the first main entrance doors, you kind of veer off to the left, and that's where the admission seating area is. So I sat down, and that was where I paid my hospital fees. The anesthesia fees and my surgeon fees were paid beforehand, but my hospital fees were paid day of surgery when we went in there. So we took care of hospital fees. Those took a while, just because we're in Canada. Processing anything from Canada in the States is just a hassle. So we processed the hospital fees. We went over everything. We did my inpatient form. I got my wrist bracelet. She added anything that I was allergic to that applied to surgery. And then we were good to go. She kind of prepped me and let me know that because of COVID, they weren't allowing additional people into the next room. I was kind of upset. I didn't show it, but like internally I was like, oh, that sucks. Like, okay. But she was really sweet, and she was like, but I'll see what I can do for you because you are from out of country. Like, let me see if I can, sweet them up. She tried. I heard them. It didn't work. So with that said, she was like, okay, we're ready to go. And from there, it was just go time. Like, I was just like, yes, yes, yes. Like, I was so excited. So there's a little door that we had to walk in, and then there's a hallway you walk down, and another door, and then you're in the other area. So I said bye to Kev. I gave him everything that I didn't want to have with me during surgery. Items that I held on to, I kept my Fitbit, I kept my phone, I brought back my clothes that I wanted them to put me in post-op, so like my onesie zipper, and I brought arm compressions just in case, like I wasn't sure how they were going to compress my arms, and that was it. So I was walking down the hallway and like, I don't know what told me to just turn around and look. I turn around and I look, and my husband's looking through this small little window, and don't we have this notebook of a moment where I'm just like, turn around, Alicia, like this is not it. I do not need to be in my emotions right now, but I was very much so feeling my husband's energy. And at this point in time, he was showing, wasn't trying to, but he was definitely vibrating in a space of like, okay, I'm nervous now. Like he's nervous, and I can feel that he's nervous. So I get into the back seat. I meet the two nurses who are going to be assisting me pre and post-op with any kind of care. They introduce themselves. They're super, super sweet ladies, and they're like, oh, you're from Canada? So we have like our typical conversation about people who are from Canada, you know, like the assumptions that people not from Canada make. They do, actually the first thing I had to do was go pee. Not because I wanted to, but because I have to do a pregnancy test. So the day of, you have to do a pregnancy test just to confirm that you're not pregnant. No babies were up in this uterus. No babies are going to be up in this uterus ever again. So I did my pee. I took some kind of like antibiotic, or I don't even think it was an antibiotic. I took some kind of something. I don't really know what it is. Sorry, can't be specific here. But I took something equivalent to what I'm going to say is like a Tylenol. And then another nurse came in. She came in and did my IVs. So she introduced herself and put the IVs for me. And then I was good to go. I changed prior to all of this, so I had to put on my gown. I gave them what I wanted them to put me in after. And then my other stuff, they just stored, like my phone, my Fitbit, my earrings, no piercing, nothing can be on. And all of that was stored separately for me when I came out of surgery. So all of that was done. I put on compression socks. I brought compression socks, but they also provided them. So if that's something you're concerned about, that's provided as well. And then they brought in the bed, gave me some warm blankets, and we were rolling off to the next area. I was hype. I was so hyped. Like even the nurses that were helping me in this area, they were like, we've never seen someone so excited about surgery. Like normally, like people are a ball of nerves, and I was like, no, like I've been waiting for this for 5 years. Like I am so ready. Like I'll walk there myself if I need to. I'm so ready. So we had a great rapport in the beginning, and I think that helped post because we'll get there. So they rolled me into the next area, and this is, I'm kind of in the operating room, but not really. I'm outside of the operating room space. So here is where I got to meet Kiani. She's the practicing surgeon with Dr. Apoku. I got to meet Dr. Apoku. I met my anesthesia team, and I met another girl, and I don't know what her role was, but she was really, really crucial to making my experience what it was and me feeling comfortable. So it's important that I mention her. And like the role is so minute to some, but it made me feel safe and secure. So I met her first, and she's like, hey, how are you? I'm so-and-so, like this is my role, whatever the case may be. And she's like, I noticed that you had locks and I got you 2 caps. So instead of getting me like the 1 cap and trying to stuff my head in it, she got me 2 caps, made sure I was covered like all over, and I was good. She's like, I got you, girl. And I so appreciated that little thing. And like from there, I was like, okay, like I feel like I can kind of, you know, I'm good. I'm in good hands. So next was my anesthesia team, and I don't know if they plan out these introductions, but they planned it perfectly in terms of personalities and how everything aligns. So next I met my anesthesia team. I met the main anesthesiologist and then the practicing anesthesiologist. So like night and day in experience. One is like well into his career, and one is just coming into his career because he's finishing up school. So they introduced themselves. Again, finding out from Canada. He's trying to talk hockey with me. I'm like, sir, like so hockey is the one thing I can't talk. You want to talk any other sport, I can do it. Hockey ain't it. He was flabbergasted. This man was shook that as a Canadian I didn't watch hockey. Like Toronto Maple Leafs have something for me to see. Anyways, He was amazing. Rapport was phenomenal. Introduced himself. We went over everything once again. And then the student came in, he introduced himself again. He literally verbatim said exactly what the previous anesthesiologist said. And then I met Kiani, and that experience in itself was amazing. We had built a rapport, I think, because I had my initial consult with her, and then we were just emailing back and forth. So she was like, I have been waiting for this day, like I have been waiting to meet you. And I like, same girl, same. Like I feel like I know you, so I'm so excited to finally see you and like get this ball rolling. And while we're having this introduction, in walks Dr. Opoku, and like now I'm just on cloud 9. Like I'm so elated. The moment it's happening. Like the markup moment is happening, and so many women talk about this moment and like how, I don't know, it's when everything becomes real and like you know that this is happening. That's not where I was, okay? This wasn't like I'm seeing Dr. Opoku and now everything's happening. I was like, mark me up, baby, like let's go. And he was like, it's so funny that like the energy that you present through our calls that we had via Teams is the exact same as what I'm getting right now. Like I thought you'd be so nervous, and I was like, no sir, like let's do this. So where do we start? I think we started with my tummy. And he let me know that we might have to go back further than he initially thought, just to make sure everything was smooth and clean. We wouldn't have to come back for any revisions. So that was a shock for me. He's like, we might have to go back, and I'm touching myself like y'all can see, but he showed me where we might have to go and where he was hoping to go. And I was like, yeah, so like I too am hoping to go mid-waist, like not back weight, like near my back. But I told him at the end of the day, whatever's gonna make me look aesthetically the best, do what you need to do. We went over my arms. He was really excited about my arms because he said that I didn't have any loose skin. So like my arms should not only heal really well, but the skin should retract and I shouldn't have to worry about like any kind of loose skin. And I definitely don't have loose skin. I definitely still have fat. Like, let's be realistic. The man is not gonna, he can't lipo half my arm. But he lipoed my arm to the point where I can fit into a medium/large at H&M, and that's a huge thing for me because my arms stopped me for so long from just fitting into things. So even if my weight could fit my waist, it just wasn't fitting my arms. And now I don't have that issue. So my incisions on my arms are right here on both sides. That was my arms. For my chin, my face, I was like, I want you to snatch my chin to the gods because I was so insecure about my chin. My face, I'm trying to see it on the viewfinder as like, yeah. So this side I have more of a jawline. This side it's more round. I'm not sure what's going on with my face. As I, you know, get my shit back together, my face will fix itself. But in the meantime, I was like, can you please like snatch my face as well as you can? So he definitely gave me back a jawline, which is really exciting. And then, oh, I was like, O curving. I want O curving. Like I need O curving. Everyone that gets O curving looks so amazing. And he's like, O curving would work really well for you. So that's where he transfers fat to my hips. So I got a fat transfer to my hips, which is why my hip to waist ratio is so fire. I'm obsessed with it. That's not me being like, or trying to sound cocky. I'm obsessed with my hip to waist ratio. I've always had really, really big legs. For reference, they're 31 inches. And that's bigger than like the average woman's waist. So big legs, that's one leg. For clarification, that is one leg. And I needed hips, you know, round that out. And now they do, and I'm really happy about that. And then I also got butt contouring. So we went over my butt. I was like, I want you to fix my cuffs. Like one cuff is really pronounced and the other one isn't. And the cellulite in my butt, like it wasn't even the cellulite. There were little like ligaments that were pulling. I don't know if you guys know how cellulite works, but like that's really what happens. Your skin stretches to a certain extent and then the ligaments in your skin are pulling back. So that's how you get those little dimples. And I wanted the dimples to be fixed in my butt. So the dimples in my butt and the cuff of my butt being even were the two main things that I wanted him to fix for my bum. So we went over all of that, and then I think that's it. I think that's every body part. Oh, my tummy tuck. I didn't really have to go over my tummy tuck with him, and I think that's why I just skipped over that, so I apologize. But I sent him all of my wish pics. And then sending him all my wish pics, he's like, I know exactly what you want for your tummy tuck. Like snatched, I wanted like a curved scar that like flowed with my like a natural underwear line so I can hide it. And that's exactly what he gave me. And a small belly button. I told him if there's anything that I'm focused on, it's my belly button. I want my belly button and the scar to be internal. I don't want to at any point be able to see the scar externally. And I wanted my belly button to be little. So forget the arms, forget the chin, forget my hips and my bum. My belly button needs to look fire. Like huge emphasis on this. I nailed it to the cross that day, like made it very clear. In terms of wish pics, I'm going to show you guys a couple here. I'm gonna flash them really quick and try and edit them to a point where like you can't see who these girls are, because these were my wish pics. I got them from the Facebook plus size group. It'll be down in the caption below. But I don't want to, you know what? I'm gonna recreate the photos. I just came to this conclusion. I'm gonna recreate the photos and show you what my wish pics looked like. So one, this is what one looks like. I'm just gonna keep my hand here. This is what the next one looked like. You know, get the idea. And that's what the next one looked like. So that's an idea of my wish pics. I put over top of them my name, so my surgeon knew that it was for myself, and then exactly what I wanted. So if it was something that I loved in that wish pic, so if it was the small belly button, the curvature of the incision, the projection of the bum, the snatched waist, whatever it was, I wrote that on the picture. I sent that off to my surgeon. If your surgeon accepts those, I highly recommend that you do the same, because it's so beneficial. At least it was to me and for him to get an understanding of my wants. And it made markup time. Actually, the anesthesiologist was actually riding us about how long it was taking. But it's because we were just shooting the shit and having fun. But I feel like it also cuts down on that time where he's doing you up with the marker. So with that said, he marked me up. I got back into bed. And I don't really remember anything after this, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I was sitting there in bed, and then like I was waking up. Like, actually, I don't remember rolling into the operating room. I don't remember them putting the anesthesia on my face. I don't remember a countdown. Everything that I was fearing, I didn't even have to experience. So what a friggin' blessing. I wake up, and this part was kind of weird for me. I was definitely awake, but like I was coherent. I was not awake. My eyes were like fluttering open and closed. And I know the person in front of me had brown hair and was a woman, but like that's all I can do in terms of a description of what this person looked like. She was like, okay, you're out of surgery, everything went well, and like I didn't care enough for her to be talking to me, I'm not gonna lie. But she had to talk to me to know that I was good. Eventually, I obviously got to a place where I just got back to my other nurses that I met initially. They're like, okay, we're getting you dressed. They're telling me everything that's happening. So they're like, we're getting you dressed. I wasn't doing anything. They're putting on my zippy, and they're like, Kevin's going to get the car, and then we're gonna walk you out to the car. And then the next thing I remember is I'm walking out to the car. And again, let me clarify, I was not walking out to the car. They were holding me, and Kevin was like standing there to make sure everything was okay. So Kev had situated the pillows so that I was just sitting comfortably in the vehicle. I got into the vehicle, we drove home, and then I get out of the car, I walked in, and I went straight into my recliner, and I knocked. I was gone. That was day one. It was over as fast as it happened. I swear to you, it was over as fast as it happened. So I think that's why my experience, and I can like rave about all of this, it's really been so smooth. Like my interactions with everyone, I didn't have any moments where I felt like I could be fearful because I didn't have to encounter any of them. Like it was really just so smooth, and it's not even a matter of me just forgetting. Like I really lied in that bed after meeting with Dr. Apoku and was like, okay, like I'm ready. And like I remember putting my phone on my lap, and I don't remember anything after that. Like I really just feel so lucky, especially because my anxiety was through the roof days prior to this. I don't even need to or have to elaborate on that. I don't like to elaborate on that. But if you follow me on Instagram, you've seen the live where I talked about it. So I think that's it for surgery day. I got home, I slept, and then you guys get recovery. I'll add up here. You guys get recovery week 1 next. So that's what happened next. And then week 2 will be coming to you guys shortly. I am going to give you guys a 3-month update because today, as I film this video, I am officially 12 weeks post-op, and I can't believe that I've been sharing this experience with, well, my Instagram world for 12 freaking weeks. Like, it's mind-blowing to me, but also so exciting because this means that, like, and I can feel it in my body as well, the progression of where I'm at. So keep an eye out for the 12-week update. I'll be updating you guys with my scar, my limitations as to where I'm at, what I can and can't do at this point, but like smooth sailing from here on out. I can 1000% feel it. Also, make sure to check out down below the description box. I'll be adding all of the Facebook groups that I'm a part of that were beneficial to me, along with my social media, because it's separate from my personal one. What else? Oh, I dropped an ebook. It's a free ebook. So if you are somebody who is looking into surgery, you are starting the research phase of surgery, and like, it's a heavy phase. I mean, at least for me, like, it wasn't like I found my doctor, like, this guy's the one, and I locked in the first doctor I saw. I was doing research. I was joining Facebook groups. I was doing it all. I was having separate, like, consults, doing all this stuff. So with that said, I've created an ebook. It's free. I'll add the link below. You just fill out your information. You'll get the email that your ebook has arrived, and you can either do the interactive ebook or download the PDF. Either way, it comes to your email once you fill out the info. So check out that link below for the free ebook. Many more to come for sure. Otherwise, I had fun catching up with you guys. I was really excited to share surgery day because I feel like it's going to ease a lot of anxiety and worry I know that I had. So there has to be someone else who's also feeling this way. So hopefully this video helped, and I will see you in the next one. Later.